Whispering Voice, and I hope I find you all happy and well, as normal. This is just another sort of hopefully relaxing whispering ramble about general things, really. If you can hear slight noises, microphone noises, it's because I'm actually relaxing myself as I make this. So hopefully that transfers over to you. And the microphone isn't actually mounted on anything. It's in fact resting on top of me. So if you hear little noises or something like this, that's what it is. It's just the movement of the microphone. Hopefully not too distracting, but hopefully it will help add to the effect of relaxation. Well, Christmas, as we all know, is very, very fast approaching. And just around the corner, really. And I think a lot of people need as much help in relaxation on the approach to Christmas as they can get. Worrying about shopping, presents, and who's coming for dinner, and the cooking and all sorts of things. And they say that between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. the use of electricity in the United Kingdom is at one of its highest peaks of the year, because so many ovens and cookers are in use. We have a mountain in Snowdonia which is known as Electric Mountain because the inside of the mountain is hollow. Very clever, really. And there's a huge lake at the top and a huge lake at the bottom when the electricity peaks, such as on Christmas Day. They drain the water from the top lake, which goes through the mountain and through huge turbines, producing electricity, and it drains into the bottom lake, so therefore there's enough electricity to put into the national grid for use. And when the electricity is off peak, when it's, just general use, they pump the water back to the top. It's a lot more technical than that, but you get the gist of it. And to look at the mountain, you wouldn't think it was, you can see, you may think it was quarried, because there's roads been put into it, but and different sections, but other than that, it's looks like a slate Christmas, my Christmas video. And it's a very special video for me. I suppose one of the most special I've made. But that means it's for me, really, for making it and what it contains. It's very special for me, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. Very much so. But that's all I'm going to say for now. And I will probably put that up between 3 days before Christmas and Christmas Eve, something like that. So when you've had enough Christmas Day, or Boxing Day as we call it in the UK, I think in Ireland it's called St. Stephen's Day, because there used to be a whisperer, whispering music, I'm sure his name was. He was an Irish chap, and he used to do a lot of music, and he did some very good relaxing videos. But he's busy now with making music, I should think. Microphone moving about. But yeah, it was a nice chap, and I'm sure he said Boxing Day was St. Stephen's Day in Ireland. And anyway, Boxing Day is the day after Christmas, the 26th of December. And once that comes, a lot of people get fed up eating so much, and they've seen so many people normally just like to go and sit down in a corner, find your own little space. Or in the evening, maybe you'll fancy listening to something, and you can watch this. But I will say this for this video, I'm not 100% sure yet, I haven't finalised it. But obviously there'll be whispering in it, but there will be other sounds in it. It's not in a studio or anywhere quiet, really. And also it may contain music, so just bear that in mind. Although I will put something on the video to warn people. But as I say, it's a one-off, really. It's a special video, and I hope you enjoy it when it comes up. What else is there? I don't have many people to buy presents for, which is, I find it very lucky, really, because my brother, his sons are grown up now, but I remember he always had to buy them the latest thing, really, and clothes had to be designer. They don't have to be, but I suppose the age we're in, if they didn't have sort of a named brand of clothing, or an iPad or an iPhone, iPod, whatever, they'd be frowned upon by their friends. I don't know. But you always try to afford the best you can for your children. And, it's I expect it can be a bit of stress, really. So I'm lucky in that respect. But I like to give, not just Christmas, but during the year, and not always gifts as such. I like to help people in one way or another, especially the elderly. Do them a favour, run them somewhere if they can't drive, help them carry something heavy, do a little job for them. Anybody really, not age, doesn't matter the age, but it's generally the elderly. And you feel like you've done a good deed really, and hopefully one day when I'm old someone would help me. And it goes round in circles, hopefully. But as I've said in many videos really, the less you want, the less you need, and the less you'll be disappointed, really. I'm very, very lucky like that. I enjoy this part of my life, making these, and as people listen to them, even if one person enjoys it, then it's been worth the time and the effort of making. But repeating myself there a bit, I think. Yeah. But it's always important to take time for yourself. We're all under this impression these days of you must work hard, long hours, and people tend not to have a dinner hour these days, an hour for lunch, or breaks. Some people will eat as they work, and you tend to forget that, and it becomes part of the norm. But we must be careful how far we take it, because at the end of the day you'll burn out. And maybe if you're in a high-end managerial or whatever job, or if you have to reach targets, bonuses, to get good money, and then you have good money, you can have a good life, look after your family. I know that's the main reason people work hard, long hours, away from home. But also, if you do that while it's working, it's fine. But maybe you're missing out on family life, and it could lead to health problems of heart attacks or whatever, and then if a fatal thing happened, then you're no good to no one. Plus, not only would the income stop, but they would lose their loved one, really. So, you must make time for yourself and your family. And enjoy it. But I think the days are different these days, whereas I seem to remember it as a child. There seemed to be there was more time then. Hardly any shops opened on a Sunday. So families, well, you had to do things together. Really, you had to go off for walks, and you'd go and visit family or whatever. And there seemed to be a more relaxing, more easygoing, slower pace of life then, which is, I look back and fond memories of that. suppose if you're born in the 90s or the 2000s or whatever, you would think, what's he going on about? Because you wouldn't know any different. But I suppose the world moves forward with technology, and of course must be very grateful for technology, otherwise I wouldn't be speaking to you now. So it's all got its good points and bad points, but always focus on the good, positive side, and it'll get you through. Yeah. And that's another thing, you see the elderly people, even when they were going to war, maybe not coming back and this, that and the other, they always looked on the positive side and used to say, I will be coming back, and when I come back we will do this, that and the other. Of course some didn't, but majority did, and it gives you a positivity is a good thing. Yeah. Am I rambling on here too much about silly things? But as I've said as well previously, you don't have to listen to what I'm saying. It's all a load of nonsense, really. Just the sound, hopefully. And if you listen with headphones, the sound should help you relax. And if not, go to sleep. Just drift for several minutes to yourself. Very important. My little jobs today. I had, in the morning, what I do is, maybe too much detail, but I'll say it anyway. I get up, straight into the shower, brush my teeth, then I go downstairs and I get greeted by 8 little legs which look up at me and walk straight to the food bowl, as if to say, right, now you're up, fill this. So I fill that, make sure they've got water, and let them out. And then it's quite windy out. And then I put the kettle on and make a cup of tea. I must start the day with a cup of tea. And I have some porridge, but I have it made with milk. And I simply put the porridge in a saucepan, and add the milk, and then when it just before it boils and it thickens, it's ready for me anyway. And sometimes I'll add some honey to it, but normally I have it just as it is. And I have my tea. Then once that's done, I go and feed the bird feeders, fill the bird feeders I should say, and make sure they have water. And if I've got any spare cake, put that out as well. The badgers don't come as much now, so they obviously you won't see them in the winter, but so that's one less to feed. But that when they start to come back, which will be next year, they will bring young and things. It'll go in a circle again, and I'll start feeding them in a certain place. And as I say, I put spare cake. The birds love cake, especially if it's got currants and things in it. Stale cake, it's good for them. And what do I do then? I come in and make sure everywhere's clean, maybe dusting, hoovering, whatever. And if I'm going somewhere, I'll go then. May go for a walk. I may go and see family. You know, my mother or someone. If I go fancy a drive, then sometimes I'll catch up with clothes ironing. I put them in drawers ready for when I need them. Try and keep up to date with the washing, because it's in fact, the ironing situation, I put earphones in, listen to music, and iron, and I find it quite therapeutic, because otherwise I would sort of hate it really. But it's not so bad with music, so there's a little tip for you. That's basically it then. And I'll do a lunch for the evening. I'll have my dinner in the evening, especially on a Sunday. Pork, potatoes, homegrown carrots, and gravy was what I had today. And very nice too. And this evening I'll have one glass of lager. I enjoy that. Sometimes I'll have two, but one is mainly is enough for me, just as a change. Then maybe an hour or two after that, I'll have a cup of coffee. And a treat for me is coffee made with boiled milk. Now some people may think, oh, that's horrible. But just normal coffee, Nescafe I think it is. Boiled milk and 2 sugars. Beautiful that. And that's, as I say, that's a treat. But otherwise I make it with just boiled water and milk. But I think that's a bit too much information on my little life. Sorry, but as I say, don't listen to what I'm saying, just hopefully you'll enjoy the sounds and it'll help you relax and maybe drift to sleep sometimes. But yeah, so that's it really. So my Christmas video will be a special video for me personally, since I've done this channel. And as I say, it's hopefully you'll enjoy it. It'll be different to what I normally do, because it is a one-off thing. Well, it'd be nice to do more, but it's a one-off of the Christmas video really. And as I say, it'll be different to what I normally do, and they may contain music and things, but I haven't finalised it yet. So we'll wait and see, and that'll be up between a few days before Christmas, or Christmas Eve, something like that. So I hope that goes okay. So I'll keep you no more listening to my rubbish, my little waffling on here. So if you've come this far, you may be asleep, and I don't blame you. I hope you have a wonderful week. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you soon.